Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today to talk about a huge update on Battleworld that was actually released on the weekend. Haven't gotten a chance to cover it, but I do want to share my thoughts as well as get your guys' commentary as well, because this was pretty massive. An update on Battleworld, first and foremost, giving us an update. Obviously, this was the first trial period for it, and yeah, they're giving us a thank you, but they're also hoping. Hopefully they are gonna, be taking in some feedback and thoughts from the Battleworld game mode, because this was a preseason test, but you can see, after carefully reviewing the community feedback and conducting their own evaluations, we've made the decision to temporarily pause Battleworld to implement key improvements. Now, what does that sound like in the future is going to be very interesting, because obviously there wasn't a lot of things to really take away from this game mode, right? So that's what I mean, right? Let's take a look at what they said. What's next for Battleworld? The preseason upcoming sieges will conclude on December 8th after this weekend's no battle. So you may have already noticed yesterday when weekly reset happened and everything that there was not a Battleworld, right? Following this, Battleworld activity will take a short break until early next year. This pause will allow us to make enhancements that align with the community's suggestions and ensure the mode is as engaging and enjoyable as possible upon its return. The preseason achieved its goal of gathering your valuable feedback, which has been critical in shaping our vision for the future of Battleworld. While our original plan was to refine the mode over time, we believe pausing now to focus on these updates is the best way to deliver to the experience you deserve. Now, I cannot agree with this more, because when you have a new game mode being initiated and executed in the game, there should be a lot of buzz. There should be a lot of excitement. And I don't know how you guys felt, but yesterday when I saw that the game mode was no longer in the game, it felt better that the game mode was not in the game. I don't know how you feel, but that's how I felt. It just felt like a chore, especially given how easy and simple it was that I could just put in my teams and auto it. And obviously, at the end of the day, we were going for null shards, but that was pretty much the only incentive, right? Was there really anyone having fun with this game mode? It's hard to argue for that. So they're gonna, in my 2 cents anyways, I think they're gonna have to do a lot, because there wasn't a lot to take away from that game mode. And to be honest, in some ways it was kind of worse than some of the worst game modes that have been released in Marvel Strike Force. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. Having said that, then what do updates even look like? We're excited about Battleworld's potential and prioritizing improvements in response to your feedback. Specifically, we're focusing on reducing coordination challenge for alliances, so likely relating back to Spec Ops, just given how difficult they were in nature and extremely frustrating to coordinate. That's why our alliance didn't even bother, because if you have to end up using a spreadsheet just to figure out who's going to do what, you're probably playing the wrong game, or it's just overkill for effort. Ensuring Battleworld is a great use of your playtime. This was, definitely hard to argue for, because I think it actually ended up being the most time out of all the game modes outside of like War, if you care about that, right? So I mean, just the fact that you have to like think in there and use your auto attacks, and you couldn't really do anything. You couldn't sim it or anything. So it did become just a daily chore and grind. And then lastly, making participation more accessible for smaller alliances. Yeah, I think this was a huge game mode that alienated a big part of the player base, and that's probably why we saw some player reductions and players exiting the game because of that, right? Because it wasn't really tailored to active alliances. So I cannot stress that enough. I think these are great points, but I also don't think that this is the exhaustive list. Obviously, one of the big things is they need to make it more fun, right? There wasn't a lot of fun aspect to it. I mean, even now at this point, some of the funnest content in the game is the stuff that gets released for like legendary trials, escape from kilns, source satellite. So basically new content, right? And this was new content, and it kind of broke the mode a bit in the sense that it was not fun at all. It was repetitive, same teams, and then it was basically just figuring out which team worked well against the final boss. And that I don't know. Like, I've played other boss battle game modes, and it's just, they're actually engaging. They're actually fun. There's actually different mechanics involved, and I know this was a stretch for Marvel Strike Force to obviously add some new content and change it up, but it just seemed lazy to me. I don't know, that just compared to other games I've played, it just seems lazy, and that I know this game can do better. Anywho, we'll be actively collaborating with the player council and envoys to address these areas while amplifying the elements you've told us you enjoy most. So I hope that works out, because at the end of the day, it just was not a fun game mode. And you know it's bad, like I said, is when the game mode's no longer here and you actually feel relieved. You feel a bit happier that there's not this game mode in the game. And that's a bad feels vibe right there. What about your Battleworld credits? What's going to happen then? During the pause, the Battleworld store will still be available, allowing you to spend these credits. Additionally, there may be opportunities to earn more. Okay, so good to know there. What about Astral and their Awakened abilities? Because of the extra power that Astral gets in War, when you unlock their Awakened materials, we are adding the Awakened abilities of Ancient One, Emma Frost, and Doctor Strange, Moondragon, in upcoming events. Good stuff. Okay, this is the interesting one. What about ISO 8 and what about Null? We understand that Purple ISO 8 is a significant part of the Battleworld rewards. So while Battleworld's on pause, we will add Purple ISO 8 to War rewards and be on the lookout for these changes soon. I believe these are already live, so this is actually huge. And this is big. I think it gives more meaning now into War. It makes folks more engaged because of that specific ions getting rewarded. So honestly, why not keep it going forward? It could be a really good change just to, cement that into the game and folks enjoy War, So I think that's a great change. Hopefully maybe in the future, if they do re-implement Battleworld, that they keep that in War as well, because I think that was the right change. That was a very necessary, and it felt good for folks, especially those that are engaged in War. And then finally, last but not least, what is going to happen with the Null shards? Because this was the only way to get Null shards over time as well. And even then, mathematically, it would still take months. So we know Null has been a highly anticipated addition to rosters everywhere. When Battleworld returns, we're planning on ways to make up for the downtime with increased shard rewards or other opportunities to help you unlock the King in Black. So we're confident these improvements during the Battleworld pause will make Battleworld stronger and more enjoyable experience for all. Stay tuned for updates and its return early next year. That's my favorite, guys. Every time they say something soon, we probably very well could be looking at a March, April, May kind of release date again for this. But in the meantime, guys, enjoy the downtime. This is more quality of time for us, a time that we're not wasting on a game mode that we're not having fun in, right? So this is massive. I don't know, like maybe they take 2 steps back and say that this is not the right game mode. I hope they do that, because it's just hard for me to imagine them making it fun. But I like how they're kind of leaving it up there now and applying improvements. So I guess the good news is that they're listening, but we'll see how much they listen, right? But yeah, my 2 cents, guys. Overall, I'm relieved that this is not a game mode we have to play day in, day out, especially for 6 days in the week. We all have a life, we have better things to do than just to log in and start autoing things that we don't need to do, especially if it's something that's not fun. Anyways, guys, that's my 2 cents from a free-to-play player. Let me know what your thoughts are below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.